Yo, it's your boy, the Irish Rasta. Welcome to episode 104. Oh, I hope you're doing well. I hope everything's going good in your life. And as per usual, before we get into all the good shit, like, subscribe, follow the YouTube, follow the socials, follow the TikTok, find all of that shit in the link in the description, but you can also find it at irishrasta.com. Let's go! First good news story of the day. This is fire. This is actually an update to a story that we covered last year. We're breaking news. We're reporters. I'm reporting live from the Enzyme factory. But last year we talked about this enzyme that they found in leaves, which helps break down leaves. A French firm that has taken an enzyme found in decomposing leaves and tweaked it so it can decompose plastic instead, now has opened a demonstration plant where they are showing their recycling process can achieve the goals that they predicted 18 months ago. Fire! So they've teamed up with PepsiCo, L'Oréal, and Nestle, and they're hoping to this factory, this processing plant, to be a proof of concept. So at their new plant, the reactor, about the size of a cargo van, has the capacity to process around 100,000 ground up plastic bottles in just 10 to 16 hours. So that's around 2 tons of ground up PET, polyethylene terephthalate, the most common form of plastic, PET. That's why they call it PET. So the that's crazy because it's like a cargo van, which is like I guess like a van that take like let's just say like a rubbish van, a dump truck van. So if you had 20 of those, you'd be able to process 2 million ground up bottles a day. Like, what? A city of 1 million people. I mean, I guess, like, yeah, you could, I guess, yeah, people would make 2 plastic bottles a day. That's kind of crazy to think, even, isn't it? Like, you'd make 15 plastic bottles in a week. That's nuts. But this is crazy. So it breaks down the polymers, long, complicated molecules, into monomers, smaller, simple building blocks. Smaller simple building blocks, separating the 2 major components of polyethylene. Oh, there's too many words. So they just make it fucking, they break it back down into the shit so you can make new plastic out of it. Very cool. Good for you guys. And it's so great. It's nice to see something where you're like, oh, you see positive things and you're like, oh, hopefully one day this will go somewhere. And then you're like, here we are. It's gone somewhere. And then in like a year or two, it'll be like it'll go somewhere else. And that's the thing, like as bleak as things seem sometimes, if there's hope, the hope multiplies and then it's exponential, isn't it? But obviously, if you feel different, hit me up in the comments. Okay, anyway, next story. This is fire. The world's largest aircraft, dubbed the Flying Bum, so British. It should be, look at that flying ass. That's a big old flying booty. But the British Flying Bum to be ready for passengers and transportation in 2025. I just think this is such a cool fucking way to fly. Like it's such a chill, like it's like obviously gives you Hindenburg vibes, but it's not going to be like that because I don't know why it's not going to be like that, but I'm pretty sure they'll have learned from the Hindenburg. And if it's like the Hindenburg, I'm not going. If it's full of hydrogen, I'm not going in it. If it's a giant floating bomb, don't worry, I'm not going to go in it. But it just seems like so essentially the transportation with the Airlander attempts to be smoother, more vivid, and comfier as passengers can relax in a cabin without the buzz or vibration that may be faced on other flights. Furthermore, the aircraft is clad floor to ceiling windows that allow for plenty of natural light to enter the interior while providing passengers with a panoramic view looking outside. I just think that would be such a beautiful way because my favorite part of a flight is the takeoff and the set down. And if you could just be like at that level where you can just like look out the window the whole time, I wouldn't care if the flight was 4 times longer. But look at these cabins. My God, it's beautiful. Look at that just flying over. That's the fucking future right there in a fucking electric air balloon floating down. Oh, fuck a bus, fuck a train, fuck a plane. That's the business. Instead of one giant cabin like that, they should have like 4 long thin ones so everybody gets a window seat. I want it to be nothing but window seat, baby. Just like how everybody secretly was just KFC was just nothing but seasoning and toast and butter was just actually just hot butter poured into their mouth. And they said it's going to be more like ideal for flights like I don't know, like from London to Edinburgh or Seattle to Vancouver, that kind of vibe, short haul. But I think it's awesome, and it's currently the model that they have uses 10 times less CO2, it produces 10 times less CO2 than a regular flight, but eventually they're hoping to have a completely electric one. So very sick. Love it. Love it, 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 love it. Okay, this is fucking insane. Japanese octogenarian skateboarder learns new tricks. Stop it. Get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about? That's not real. What are you insane? I know Japan's crazy, but that's just on another level. Yoshio Kinoshita is living proof that you can teach an old dog new tricks. The 81-year-old rides ramps at his local skate park in the city of Osaka almost every morning, picking up tips from skateboarders decades younger than him. That's a fucking understatement. They are all my teachers, said Kinoshita, who worked as a technician in the construction industry before retiring and still works part-time as an attendant in a bicycle parking lot. At first, I was holding onto the railing, he said. Yeah, goddamn right. But before he progressed to mastering a 180-degree turn and other tricks. I'll be dead ass, homie. I can't always do a 180-degree turn. I get the little nerves. I'm like, oh, open up, fall, and break my head. This motherfucker is 81. You're gonna fucking break your hip, fam. What? I mean, this is amazing. This is giving me so much hope. But I'm just like, what? What are you? How are you? How is this possible? Are you like secretly like a Marvel hero or some shit? Kinoshita picked up skateboarding just 2 years ago when he was the fucking sprightly age of 79. When he bought a board he saw at a market selling unclaimed goods left on the railway. Oh my god. I wonder if they mean on the railway or like at the railway. Like, do people just leave the shit on the railway or are they not important? Okay, so the $7.15 board, which is a bargain if it actually skates, like, well, I assume it skates because he can ride. Not important. Okay, so it's a spur of the moment purchase that changed the octogenarian's life. Kinoshita, who has 2 children and 2 grandchildren, said he watched skateboarders at the recent Tokyo Olympics in awe. All 3 medalists in the women's street skateboarding competition and the games were in their teens, including the country's own gold medalist, 13-year-old Momiji Nishiya. I hope I said that right. And the women's skateboarding was won by teenagers, including the gold was won by a 13-year-old. That's crazy. That is really crazy. But I think it might be crazier that this 81-year-old man is even skateboarding at all. He must have fallen off, right? Like, you must have fallen off. I thought when old people fell over that they just broke. Do they not just like, then their hip just pops into dust and then they die? What the fuck are you talking about? He's been skating for 2 years. There's no way he's been skating for 2 years and he hasn't fallen off his board. Like, there's just no way. That's impossible. Absolutely impossible. No one can skate for 2 years and not fucking fall off their board. And he hasn't died. I can't. This is amazing. I love this quote too. He says, "They are really incredible," says Kinoshita. "To be honest, I can't beat those 5-year-old, 4-year-old, or 3-year-old kids. That's for sure. No fucking shit, my guy. They'll beat you through attrition. Even if a 2-year-old could just fall off of a skateboard all day. They're made out of rubber. You're made out of glass noodles. Look at him. He sat cross-legged. Oh my god. What the fuck? But what is he like? Does he do yoga? Does he train as a fucking athlete? He just is a parking attendant and worked at an architecture firm. What? Japanese people are built different. Oh my god, I'm sorry. This is just kind of upsetting. Not upsetting, just like, what? My brain is just like, no, I can't believe this. Amazing. Anyway, shout out to this dude. Shout out to whatever they got in the water in Japan. That is fire. Oh my god. Random question. What you got for me, baby? What do you wish they would teach you at school that they don't? Oh my god. Honestly, I wish they would teach you a lot less and a lot more. Like, I wish they wouldn't teach everybody dumb shit like fucking calculus and trigonometry and shit. Like, teach kids how to do basic math, right? Everybody should be really good at basic math. And then just fucking let the kids who want to go do math do math. Who does trigonometry? Builders learn it on the job. Oh, yes, that's what I hear. People be like, oh, actually, I use trigonometry often. You're like, oh, yeah, well, for what? We'll learn it on the job. You can learn it when you need it. It's not a fucking life skill. You can get on the tube. You can become a lawyer. You can fucking do heart surgery without needing to know trigonometry. It's fucking stupid that we make everybody know fucking algebra. It's all fucking, that's just nonsense. I'm not saying that those things don't have value. I'm just saying making fucking trigonometry and algebra as part of fucking core calculus for the core fucking what is it, not calculus, the core fucking curriculum is just, that's just ridiculous. Ridiculum. That's just the curriculum. Less. I wish they would teach you less of that shit in school, and I wish they would teach you like two things. I wish they would teach people more how to fucking just like find out what they're interested in, because like that's like, I feel like they go about it in the reverse direction where they're like, well, we don't know what you're gonna do, so we'll just teach you everything. So then you have a good chance of doing it all. And you're like, what the fuck? And then people just get overwhelmed, like learning a bunch of shit that they really don't understand or need to know or care about. And then you go out and then you're like, fuck, now I gotta like find out what I fucking care about. And then you fucking zone in on that, and then you forget all the other shit, and then you have to learn a bunch of new shit specific to that, right? Just teach everybody how to fucking write English, like, and fucking speak good words, and learn a couple other languages, and fucking learn basic maths, and then just fucking let kids know, like, yo, what are you interested in? Okay, well then, like, you can study some more of that, and like, okay, study some more of that and get really good at that. Because people be tripping like, oh, they gotta get a good fucking, they gotta know a lot of science, and they gotta go to do good at geography, and they gotta get some history, and then you're like, no, they fucking don't, fam. Like, no one's good at everything. That's ridiculous. Like, people need to be good at some stuff, like, but they can also be like quite good at a lot of stuff. They can specialize. There's a fucking million ways to do it. So like, what they should teach you at school is how to find like your interests, and then also they should just teach you like perspective. Like, hey, don't fucking freak out and like worry about these fucking random ass people around you and like be thinking that school is the most important thing ever, because guess what, in 5 years you're not gonna fucking know most of these people. You're probably not even gonna be living here, and like none of this will have any effect on you. But right now it just feels like, oh my god, this is the whole world. And it's just fucking not. I have a biased perspective as someone who went to school, did not like feel like they really did a good job of sort of really getting across like how life was actually going to be. So obviously that's just my opinion, and that's my rant over. Thanks, random question generator. Whew. You got me all fired up. That has been Irish Rasta Show episode 104. If you're here to the end, oh my god, thank you for doing the damn thing. I appreciate you the most. Yo, you can find all of the good shit in the links in the description below. Like, subscribe, follow, all of that. And you can find it also at irishrasta.com. You can also find link to the shop, and you can get the Hug Life design anywhere you want to, anytime you want to. I feel like I just tried to start singing a song there. Anywhere you want to. Anyway, you weed. Okay, anyway, so anyway, thank you for watching the damn thing. I will catch you in the next one, and I hope everything is going well with you. Peace.